Hi everyone. Welcome. I just decided to come online and have a little live to share with you some of the things I've been up to. I just had an amazing day of meetings, which is awesome. And right now, I just wanted to share a little bit more about what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and all of that. Because for a long time, I haven't been sharing on Instagram. Because, okay, I've told you this before, I've been researching and studying and going deep into natural law and sovereignty and human rights, which I call human freedoms, because freedoms comes before rights, right? A freedom is before a right. So I've been diving deep into that, and I'm now sharing what I know with others, not on this platform because we all know it's highly censored, but I've been sharing on other platforms. And yeah, you guys, so there's a lot happening in the world, and just to give you a little bit of hints on what's happening, what I'm doing, and all of that without being censored. And like, I don't have any plan for this, I just started recording. I know I'm ranting a lot, but let's see what wants to flow through. We all know there's a lot happening in the world. We are all being affected by it, and we are all contributing with our energy to what is happening. All of us are influencing the field and the reality all the time. The question is not whether you are influencing or not. The question is, what is your influence? What are you doing? What is your contribution? And it doesn't matter what you're doing, or actually, of course, it matters what you're doing, because I was going to say it doesn't matter if you're sitting on your sofa or you are in a protest somewhere or whatever. It's the energy you're vibrating, and it's the choices you are making. And something that some people are getting confused, have been confused by, is the thought or the belief that they do not have a choice, that other people make choices for them, that other people make choices for us, which is insane, right? Which is okay if you need people to make choices for you, but when you are sovereign, you can make your own choices, right? So we are educating people on knowing their sovereign nature. Sovereignty is not something that can be taught, right? It's not something that you teach or that you learn. Sovereignty is who we are. There's no argument there. It's just natural. It's just what it is. What we are learning is how the system operates, how people's beliefs and conditioning affect us, and how to express our truth and communicate our truth and stand our ground as we move in this world where a lot of people are kind of crazy or kind of insane or kind of distorted or going through whatever they are going through, and they believe they have some power over us, and that they have some kind of authority over us, right? So coming back to our sovereignty, it's remembering who we are. It's remembering our divine nature, our sovereign nature, which just is. It's always there, and it has always been. Again, I've been sharing a lot about this for the last year, but never on Instagram, because energetically it was not time yet. And now, with all the tools that we have learned, we know that we can talk about certain things. We kind of move around it, right? Like a rock, and the water moves around it. which again, if you study law and legal systems, you see all the correlations with water. So I'm on a super rant right now. I'm on a super rant, and that's okay. But you guys, one thing I want to share: never be fooled to think that you don't have a choice, because you do always have a choice. And again, if you go deep into legal systems and governments and all of that, you see that it's all made through consent, right? So you're the one choosing. The power is always in you. Always. And you're the one choosing what to do with your power. You're the one choosing where to focus your attention. You're the one choosing where to give your money, your energy, your literally your life force. What are you sustaining? What are you birthing and creating and collaborating? What are you tuning into? How are you contributing to things that make sense for you and things that are not? What is your contribution? Because you always have a choice and you always have power. And sovereignty is your natural state, is your nature. It's just what it is. And we talk about the matrix a lot, and there are many interpretations for this, and we can see that the whole reality is a matrix itself. Our own minds and bodies are a matrix, but from this perspective that, so imagine I'm here chilling and you're here watching with me, and I decide to write a document, to write something or to say something where I am declaring that I have power over you and that you have to do this and this and that. What would you think of me if I right now wrote something and then said, okay, this applies to you. This is what you can do and this is what you cannot do. This is what you have to do and this is what you can absolutely never do. You would probably think I'm crazy, or you would just think, okay, that's just Madalena writing something that has nothing to do with me. As a society, we created these structures, which we call legal systems, and we call governments, and we call all of that, so that a little group of us could make decisions for the whole group, right? But what started happening is all these things that when you go deeper into it, you understand, you start connecting all the dots and all of that. And then you realize that I'm wondering, like, should I go there? Because I'm just ranting and sharing like super dispersed information. But I'm just gonna go for it. So if I write something saying that you need to do this and that you need to do that, would you think that that applies to you? Or would you just think, oh, that's just what Madalena wrote. That has nothing to do with me. That's just her experience, you know? That doesn't affect me. Not even if she writes my name. It's just her own experience. And so we came together. Humanity came together to build these structures which supposedly are built to help us exchange energy, to help us build things and create things and direct energy and direct tasks and direct assignments to each other, so that we don't have chaos and so that everything is organized and structured and clear. But is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? So if I'm here and I write something and I even put your name there and I say, this is what you can do and this is what you cannot do, do you think that would apply to you? Just because I wrote something, would that apply to you? And if you don't think it would apply to you, then I'm just gonna ask the question, why would you think any any laws made by any other man or woman or whatever apply to you. Because it's written on a paper, because it has been like this for so long. Did you consent to it? Did you sign it? Did you have anything to do with it whatsoever? Did someone decide for you? What are you choosing? What are you consenting to? So like, this is a rant, and I'm realizing that there's a reason why I'm ranting. There's a reason why I'm sharing this information in this way, because it's like a little thing here and there, and you need to kind of be aware to grab it and to put the puzzle together, because I'm not sharing the whole puzzle super organized and structured. I'm like ranting and putting little pieces of things here and there, and then you need to be the one uncovering it. Yeah. So if I tell you so you guys, I'm telling you that I've been studying sovereignty and natural law and legal systems and all of that. So it's like, what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is who we are. What is natural law? Natural law is what is natural, is what is real, right? So if right now you're talking and I ask you to be quiet, are you not able to still keep talking? And this can seem like, of course I can. What are you saying? That's so obvious. But seriously, if you're ready, you will get the codes. And if you already have the codes, you know exactly what I'm saying. If you want to move and I tell you not to move, you can still move, right? If I tell you put on a white t-shirt, you can choose to put on a white t-shirt or not, right? So I can try to influence you as much as I can, but you are always the one who has the power to choose what you want to do. So like, I can tell you to please be quiet or please shut up, and you can still keep talking, right? That is what I perceive to be natural law. Simple. Natural law, it's what is obvious and natural. It doesn't need to be something super out there or super complicated. No, it's super simple. If I tell you to shut up, can you still keep talking or not? If I tell you to do this, can you still choose something else? You can. And the thing that some people forget, but more and more of us are remembering, is that all our choices have consequences. The thing is, what choices are you making and what are the consequences of those choices? What are the pros and cons of the choices you are making? Whatever these are. And again, you can feel, because this applies to everything in our lives, but you can feel what I'm talking about with all that's happening in the world right now, right? I can tell you to do something, but you can still choose to do something else. And there is a consequence if you choose to do what I say or if you choose to not do what I say, right? There are always consequences to our choices, to our actions. So it's never, ever, you guys, that we don't have a choice. We always have a choice. And we not only have one choice, we have many choices. Right? We have many choices. Thank God we are free to choose whatever we want to do, right? I can tell you sit down, but you want to move, so you get up and move. You can tell your kids, please be quiet, and they make noise and they cry and they scream, whatever, right? And so, also what's happening is that a lot of people got crazy, or the insanity and the illness and the conditioning of many of us is being brought to the surface. where you have people telling people that they need to do this or that, or that they cannot do this or that. And can you see how we can perceive this artificial matrix as a group of beliefs and conditioning and programs that people have and that they try to impose on others? Because it's like, okay, if you believe that, it's good, but if what you believe then influences me and tries to manipulate me, then wait a minute, what? So what are we choosing? What are we consenting to? And whether you know truly what is going on or you don't, there are certain things that people are questioning. And there's a lot of fear being brought up and a lot of fear being revealed to be transmuted and cleared. Because I feel very differently if I think I don't have a choice than what I feel when I remember that I actually have all the choices that I want. It's just that they will all have different consequences. So what do I want to choose? Do I want to behave? What is behaving? Being a good girl, being a good boy. What is that? There's also this distortion that is being revealed, which is the belief and the programming that there is something outside of us who has authority over us. What? Right? Because again, I can tell you to be quiet, but you have the power to keep speaking if you want to. So, I'm sharing like so many tiny codes in such a kind of ranting way that it's hilarious to observe it. If you know, you know. Irina, you already know. Okay, so if you're walking on the street, you're just walking, going about your business, enjoying yourself, and I appear in front of you and I tell you, hey, you cannot go there. Or, what is your identity? What is your identification? Like, what is your name? Where do you live? You know, who are you? You might answer me or you might not. Maybe you like me and you feel my vibe and it's like, oh, I don't know who she is, but yeah, let's have a conversation. Maybe you're like, who the fuck are you to ask me any of that? And you keep going. So imagine you're walking, I kind of stop you and I ask you for your phone number or your name or where you live, or I tell you cannot go there, stop. You have to do this, you have to do that. So imagine that scenario. And now imagine the scenario where I am doing exactly the same thing, but now I'm wearing like different clothes. And now I have like a black blue thingy with the little thing here, you know, with the, I'm dressing up as something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm dressing up with blue and black or whatever the colors are, and with a little badge or whatever the name is, and whatever accessories they have and whatever. And now I'm wearing those clothes, I'm wearing that outfit, and I come to you and I say again, hi, what is your name? Where do you live? What are you doing? You cannot go there. Would you act any differently if I was me looking like this, or if I was me looking like this but with a blue outfit and a hat and whatever? Right? So why would you act differently if I was wearing a costume? if I was wearing a different outfit. Because again, there is these beliefs and this construct and this conditioning that has been happening since we were born and before we were born, and this condition is coming from our parents and our grandparents and everyone around us. So it's deep and it's coming out to be cleared. So if I tell you in the street you cannot go there looking like this, and then I tell you the same thing with a uniform, and then you obey, what is that? What in that uniform and what in that perception makes it different for you when someone random asks you a question or tells you for you to do something or not, and when they are wearing an outfit? Well, obviously there's a lot of story there and there's a lot of conditioning and all of that, but I'm bringing it back to the essence. I'm bringing it back to natural law. Why wouldn't you maybe not accept me, a random stranger, wearing some random clothes on the streets, telling you cannot go there? But if I'm wearing a different uniform, then you would obey, comply, consent. Isn't that insane? Just me changing clothes and then you do everything I say. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you cannot go there, you have to wear this, right? It's hilarious. And I know it's very sensitive subject. That's why I've been talking about this not on this platform. So again, if I tell you to shut up and you are physically able to still keep talking, can there ever be any authority outside of you? Or are you always, and have you always been, is that how you say it? Have you always been your own authority? So it doesn't matter what people tell you, you can choose for yourself. And what's happening in the world, I'm going to go a little bit deeper, but I'm still going to try to, I'm still going to go around it in the words I speak. So what's happening is that we were having a little group of people telling a larger group of people what to do. And this is just an example and it's not the whole story. So a smaller group of people telling a larger group of people wearing uniforms to tell other people what they can or what they cannot do. And as if that wasn't insane enough, now you have regular people doing that job, right? You have people in cafes and grocery stores and shopping malls and all of that telling you that you have to do this or that you have to do that. Otherwise, you cannot, I will not serve you. You cannot enter this space if you're not wearing a white t-shirt. What? So it's not like, we can see how much how deep the conditioning goes, that it's not just a group of people influencing, for example, the ones in uniform, then doing that. Now it's the lady in the grocery store telling you that you can or that you cannot do that, and that will not serve you, or that you cannot enter if you don't do this or that. It's hilarious and completely insane. And most of these people who are telling you cannot enter if you're not wearing a white t-shirt, I will not serve you if you're not wearing a white t-shirt. These people don't even recognize what they are doing and what is happening. Because again, they are so deeply conditioned that they are not even aware of what is going on, of what they are doing. When we are deep into programming, deep into conditioning, Usually we're not even aware that that's happening. We're just running on the program, running on a program. So it's been intense for some of us who realize what's going on, or who at least find it weird that people would tell you what to do with your life and with your body and with whatever. Right? And this is what's been happening. And you guys, it's all happening for a reason. And I'm not saying like, woo woo, it's all happening for a reason. Everything is love and everything is fun. But seriously, can you see all the shit and all the deep programming and all the bullshit that was kind of hidden, and now it's like so obvious that you literally only don't see it if you're not open or ready to? Or should I say, can I say that you only don't see it if you're still in the program itself? And as soon as you unplug, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you guys, seriously, so many more people are awakening, so many more people are realizing something is going on, so many more people are making choices, realizing their power, becoming more empowered, gathering resources and searching and studying and gathering community and learning from each other and holding hands to remember that they are not alone. You're not alone because you want to make whatever choices you want to make for your life. So many of us are here with you. And so many of us are choosing to just consent or comply. But again, that's their choice, right? So even if there is so much manipulation, so much control, so much interference, and like so much interference from so many angles, from your parents' condition and your grandparents and the community around you and the school system you were in and everything around you and television and all these things that are influencing us, we are always the ones who choose. So sometimes we make conscious choices and sometimes we make unconscious choices. Sometimes we think we are choosing the best, and sometimes we don't even think about what we are choosing. But what each of us is choosing is influencing ourselves and the whole group. And you guys, I know it takes courage to be the only one in a group of hundreds or thousands, the only one seeing what's happening, the only one, but you're not alone. There's so many of us. I am like laughing at like how much of a rant this conversation is, and how much I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah. So if any of this makes sense to you, if you know what I'm saying, or if you're curious, or if you want to know more, all of that, or connect with other people who know exactly what I'm saying and who are doing the work and taking action and all of that, you can send me a private message or something, because I'm working and collaborating with an amazing group of people. And we have all the resources and all the community and all the help and support you might need if this resonates with you. So send me a private message if you are interested, and I will send you more information and more details. So, you guys, if you have been with me for a while, you know, or you may have observed that the kind of content I've been sharing so far has been like multidimensionality and paradoxes and like infinite perspectives and all of that, right? And my art and all of that. And right now it's like grounding into like physical reality and what is happening right here, right now. And another reason why I haven't been sharing so much on Instagram about this, besides the censorship, is that for a long time, like I took my time integrating this, but once you get it, it's like you literally unplug and you start seeing like, whoa, what is happening? And like once you know, you cannot not know. I cannot pretend that I don't know. I cannot pretend that I don't see. Now I see. And that also brings like a sense of responsibility. Because now that I know what I'm doing, how can I go back to pretending I don't know? How can I go back to making certain choices when I know what I know? So for example, you guys, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying, but for example, many people consent to wearing a white shirt so they can go travel and buy clothes and buy groceries or whatever. I don't really wear white shirts, you guys. I like to be natural. I like to be, right? I don't want to hide, right? You know what I mean? And it takes courage to be the only one in a whole place full of people with white shirts and you're the only one wearing a pink shirt. Or not wearing a shirt at all. So, what I was going to share is that I took my time integrating this information, and there was a little bit of judgment and little things that came up like, oh my god, I never thought in my life I would be studying man-made law. Because since I was a child, I was like, I never took it seriously. But to the point where I completely like, no, I don't care about any of that. That's fake. What the fuck does that have to do with me? Right? And now with a different maturity, I'm coming back to it and studying it and seeing how much it influences everything and everyone around me, including myself. And so I'm studying, I'm going deep into it, and I'm learning how to navigate it. Right? And I also see the connecting of the dots of very multidimensional, paradoxal, whatever perspectives to this more grounding of this kind of information. I never, you guys, in my life thought I would ever study man-made law. Because what is man-made law? It's the same thing I shared before. So right now, if I write something and I say, you have to do what is written here because I wrote it and your name is there, you would just think I'm crazy. You wouldn't feel that affects you in any way just because I decided to write something, right? If you're there and you write, Madalena, you have to go home at 9 p.m. and you have to wear white t-shirts to go shopping, I would be like, okay, I don't know what you took, but like, I'm not on that, right? You know? And so I never thought in my life I would be studying this. But the more I study, the more I go deep into it, and the more I understand, the more all the dots connect. And the more it makes sense, and the more magic happens in my life, and the more all these beautiful things happen, right? Also these very intense and crazy experiences, right? So it's all of it. So maybe if you've been with me for a while, if you have met me from light language, from my drawings, from my multidimensional perspectives, from when I was a vegan, from when I was doing yoga, from whatever that is. And now you see me and you're like, where the fuck has she been? And it's like, you guys, it's been a journey. It's been such a journey. And it's all coming together and I can see how all the dots connect. Why I've been there, and why I'm here now. And how it's all interconnected. So, I'm gonna start coming on here a little bit more. I'm, again, right now this was the biggest, most unorganized rant ever, but it's totally okay. But I'm gonna start coming up with more organized information that triggers self-reflection, right? I'm not here to tell you anything or to convince you of anything. I'm just gonna share some things, and maybe it ignites something in you, maybe it makes you reflect on something, maybe it doesn't. It's okay. I'm just doing me, right? So I will do that with the awareness of censorship and all of that, which we are also working on. So again, don't be fooled by what is being shown, because what is being shown is highly manipulated, it's highly censored, it's, we all know that. And now we are moving to a new space, you guys. We are moving to a space of freedom, of sovereignty, of connection with the earth, of sustainability, of thriving. Not surviving and being in fear and confused, but of thriving, of being connected and clear and aware and healthy in community. Sharing our gifts. Each one has different specialities and gifts and abilities. And as we all come together to collaborate, what births through that is beautiful. And so all these old systems are being revealed. Their ugly, ugly faces are being revealed more and more. And at the same time, they are crumbling. They are showing up, they are being revealed, they are being understood by all of us. And as the matrix, you guys, maybe this is the last thing, I don't know, because this rant, I don't know. When I share about sovereignty, I always start and focus and direct towards our own consciousness. If you want to know about sovereignty, natural law, common law, human rights, blah, 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 it doesn't start outside. It starts within. It starts within your own consciousness. And as you unplug and awaken, it's like anyone can try to deceive you, to fool you, to trick you, to try to make you sign contracts or to comply or whatever. And you're like, no. I can see right through you. I can see right through what is happening. And that's not my choice, right? So sovereignty begins with your own consciousness. And sovereignty is not something that you gain. It's not something that you can learn or teach anyone. It's just something you remember. And when you remember, you kind of integrate it, and then you embody, and then you live it. And then you probably feel passionate about it, and you want to share it with others. But when you want to learn anything about sovereignty, or you're like, oh, tell me what documents I can write so that I can do this and that and that. And it's like, it first starts with you. If you don't understand certain things within you first, it's not really going to work on the outside. Because again, you guys, so imagine, you want to go to my shop. And I tell you need to wear white t-shirts, otherwise I won't serve you. And then you ask, okay, can you get me a document so that I can go to the shop without wearing a white t-shirt? And someone else, gives you a document, and they give you a document and you don't even understand the document or whatever. You go shopping and I look at the document and I'm like, Lady, I don't care what document you have. You need to wear a white t-shirt to buy things from here. Again, if you don't integrate it in here, you cannot apply it outside. It doesn't matter how many papers you have and how many documents. The documents don't defend you. What is a document? It's just some symbols, some words on a paper. What is that? That's nothing. What matters is that you know what the document means. You are the living embodiment of what the document says. Just another thing. What is man-made law, you guys? Some words written on a paper. What is that? Some words written on a paper. And how funny is it that those words written on a paper influence all of us so much that we are so confused to believe that that's what we need to do? Because it's written on a paper. Who wrote it? Who consented to it? How does that apply to me? It's hilarious, you guys. It's hilarious. You guys, maybe I'm gonna end with this. I don't know, because this is I'm going a lot deeper than I didn't expect anything. I just felt called to click the live button, but I didn't expect to go so deep. I was just gonna, I don't know what I was gonna do. What was I gonna say? Okay. So, let me ask you a question. What is a country? What is a country? Think about it. What is a country? Is there any such thing as a country? Is that real? Or is that a belief, you guys? You guys, is a country or countries a real thing? Or is that a belief? What is money? Is it anything? Is it something real, or is it a belief? And I'm gonna end with this because this is going deep, 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 deep. Even though I'm sharing just a few words, it's going deep because I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to share whatever I want to share, and maybe it sparks something on you and some self-reflection. What is a government? What is a government? Is it a group of people? Is it a place? A building? What a set of rules written on a paper? Words written on a paper? What is a government? Is it something that actually is real? Or is it a belief, you guys? And you guys, seriously, with that, I think that's like the mic drop for the moment. What are countries? What is money? What are governments? Are those real things or are those beliefs? Again, if you are aware to receive this rant and to organize the information within your own consciousness, you will get the codes that I'm sharing. Because again, with the beliefs, if I'm wearing these clothes and I tell you, you cannot go there, you need to wear a white t-shirt to enter this. You see, you need to wear a white t-shirt to go to. And you're like, no, I don't. Or you maybe don't even answer me because you think I'm crazy. But now I'm wearing this blue thing with the shiny batch and the guns or whatever, tasers or whatever. And I look all serious and I'm like, you cannot go here without a white t-shirt. What is the difference between me with these clothes telling you that and me with the blue clothes telling you that? Is that external authority real, or is it a belief? If I tell you to shut up, can you still keep talking or not? Then is there any external authority, or is the authority the power of choice, the sovereignty, and the freedom always within you? You hold all the power. You hold all the cards. You are sovereign by nature. It's what we are. And you get to choose whatever you want in every moment of this beautiful, mysterious life. Okay, you guys, so if this trickled some, I don't know if that's the word, trickled, if this sparkled some curiosity, inspiration, fire, whatever within you, and you want to know more, and you want to connect with other people who know what I'm saying and who are doing something about it, and all of that, again, send me a private message and I will send you more details. And yeah. So this was fun. This was my first time sharing about sovereignty and natural law and what people call human rights, but I don't call it that for many reasons. And then you see all the tricks with the language and all of that and the beliefs, blah, 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 blah. And it gets fun. In the beginning, it was really heavy and really like, what is happening? And right now, it's just hilarious. It's like Monopoly. It's just a game. And it's fun, right? When you know how to play it. And that there is a game being played. Because if you don't even know that there is a game being played, then how can you play the game? And how can you play the game? Or like, I don't want to play. You play by yourself. I'm gonna play right there another game. Or I don't want to play any games at all, actually. You guys, it's hilarious. Like, it's hilarious. If you get it, you get it. And if you don't get it, like, it's okay, but it's hilarious. So, if you want to know more, let me know. I'm going to start sharing like little bits of information, more organized, and maybe I will open the space for questions and all of that with the awareness of the censorship and all of that. But again, we are working on it so we can speak freely and do whatever we want and say whatever we want and actually speak truth, because there's so much confusion and lies and misconception and fake news and all of that. So we are aware of it. We learn to play with it. We learn boundaries and what things we can say, what things if we say we're going to get censored and that's not what we want. And so we learn how to navigate it, right? We learn how to play with the energy as it transitions, because we are in a transitional space. We can all feel it, ones more than others, but this is definitely a transition for something else, right? So while we are in this transition, there are all these things that we can use and learn to navigate the matrix. And when the transition is made, there will be no need for it, because we will be in a totally different space. Okay, you guys, I will, if this is interesting for you, if you want to know more, let me know. I'm happy to share more. I'm happy to give you resources to connect you with our communities. Yeah. Okay, you guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. If you receive these codes, and if you can like organize the rants and see the connections of the things I shared, then that's amazing. And yeah, I will see you soon. I love you. Bless you.